Good morning, brothers. Welcome to Our Brown Bag Gentleman. My name is Scott, and today's shave is with the classic Prorasso Sandlewood scent on this one. And the razor of the day is the single-edged Razorock Hawk version 3 in stainless steel. And that, of course, takes the single edge, what do you call that blade? The artisan style blade is what that takes, so which is the longer blade. And in fact, let's show you before I wash the face. Now, let's go ahead and show you. I'm going to just go ahead and take this apart, and I did put a gasket in it. So the gasket doesn't come with it, it's just one that I had and put in. So we go there. Take the gasket out, little rubber gasket. Let's see if I can do this and not disturb the blade too much. So there we go, that's the base plate, and that's the top cap. Whoops, and the blade came off. It's got two little, oh, actually it goes in the base plate. Sorry, the base plate's got the pins. I did this upside down. Okay, that's fine. But it's, you notice the blade, so yeah. So let me pull this blade just to show you the blade. Yeah, there's the blade. I'm going to lay that down here on my washcloth here, my dry washcloth. So we're going to put this back together. So I'm going to lay this down flat on my hand. You may not be able to see this perfectly because I got to watch what I'm doing here. So there's the blade. Of course, I want the blade out, the sharp part out. So it just sits on those two pins. And it really is just kind of sitting on them. It's, you know, the pins are sticking up high enough. So yeah, it's the blade seats in it very well. And of course I take the top cap and put that in there. And I'm just going to sit that down. Take my finger out of the way. There we go. Is it sitting in there? Yeah, it's sitting in there. And now I'm going to flip it upside down just so now I can snug that down. Put my gasket in there. No, you don't have to use one. I just like the way it snugs up. Because it's extra wide too. When I had the version 2 version in aluminum, before I gave it to my son-in-law and bought the stainless steel version instead, I used to have especially problems with like maybe sometimes coming loose because of the length of it, and you know it would just come loose. So I put the gasket in there and really don't have that problem anymore. So I'm snugging it down a little bit here, not too much because I don't want it to slip and cut my finger. And you see the blade exposure on that. Can you see the blade gap? Trying to see if you can see the blade gap on that. Trying to see maybe a little bit. There you go, right there. So it's, for me, it's a moderate, so medium aggressiveness level. So yeah, not terribly mild, not over medium really. So about a solid medium for me. Gives a nice close shave. Really enjoy that. So yeah, we'll be using that today, and of course the Prorasso soap. And can you really call yourself a shaver if you've never used Prorasso? You got it. It's one of those basics. You got to try it. It's inexpensive. It's like it's kind of, you know, it's on the cheaper side of what you pay. I mean, it's, yeah, there's no tallow in this at all. None of that. It's got shea butter. It's got glycerin. It's got a bunch of other stuff in there. And it's 5.2 ounces for $10. $10. So yeah, this will get you, you're trying to get in to save some money in shaving, getting away from those multi-blades. Yeah, you'll probably end up trying some Prorasso here to save some money here. Let's pull that off. It is a cream. The cream is just sticking. Let me just take the seal off there. I had wiping it in there. There we go. Yeah, good old Prorasso Sandlewood. And let me just throw this away. There we go. Back again. And I'm going to take my trusty clean spoon and just scoop out some of this cream, because it is a cream. It is not anything other than a cream. This could come out of a tube very easily. So that's plenty. I'm going to tap that down in there. And yeah, I'm not going to really do anything other than I'm going to save the spoon right in here. I'm going to use my brush to like kind of wipe the spoon off too as well to get that. So let me put the cap back on this cream. See, it's very creamy in there looking at that. Very nice. And of course, this goes in for my next giveaway. I will tell you too, I did buy the mashing aftershave, which I'm not going to use. This is going to go in a giveaway with it. The reason I'm not going to use this is because I already have a bottle. So yeah, so I don't need to use this sample. So this will go unused into the giveaway, in my next giveaway. I still have to pull the winner from my last giveaway, which I did. I think I did the thing 3 weeks ago now, maybe 3 weeks ago. I think today is 3 weeks ago. So I really got to pull a winner for that. For that one there. I kept kind of quiet. I did the giveaway at the end of my shave video, so I only got five comments, and I'm only awarding the commenters. So I got only 5 entries. So strong chances. You got a 20% chance of winning. So of you 5 guys who entered. So yeah, made those comments. So great. So I'll save that for later. Probably it's gonna get warmer and nicer out later, so I can do that on the back deck. But getting started here, let me pause and wash up. Actually, no, I'm not gonna pause and wash up because I want to show you this next step. We're gonna go ahead and do this next step. I'm getting my washcloth warm, bringing it out a little bit, keeping it very saturated with water, very drippy, because I only want to get my face wet. I'm using an Appreciate product I've only used once before, so I'm going to use it again. You haven't seen it in a while. And this is the Mario Badescu. My wife buys, she swears by a lot of these products. There's always something coming in from Mario for my wife, but this is one thing she gave me. It's pre-shave, and it's a gel. So we're going to use that today. Stick my finger in there, goop it up good. Maybe another goop, another fingerful. There we go. And you just, well, it's kind of cool. It's a pre-shave, and you leave it on. It's supposed to help with the shave, so yeah. Especially one on the thick beard on my neck. My mustache is thick. There we go. Rinse that hand off in the sink here. And it seems to wash out pretty easy too, so yeah. So if your wife gets the Mario stuff too, you might want to ask her to try this or try their cream or try some of their other products. I've used their cream, I think, once on video. But we got that, so let me get my brush out of the sink here. This is a synthetic brush, 2 shakes and a squeeze. This is a Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements handle with an AP Shave Co. Is that the cashmere knot? No, that's not the cashmere. That is the Sinbad knot. So let me just wipe that off out there and off of there. Put that spoon aside so I can wash it after my shave. And there's the in there. And let's just start whipping it up here. Okay, there's that first 50, so it just started getting a little moist here. I thought it was going to be too dry, but I'm seeing the water at the bottom, so I'm not going to add water other than what was in the brush. 50 more. Oh, and yeah, nice swirling of the scent. Okay, yeah, it's building up a little bit better now here. Okay, yeah. So now I'm going to do 50 more. Yeah, and it's building. It is building, especially on the brush. Especially the brush. Not as much in the bowl, but really on the brush. And that's 150 so far. Let's do another 50. Okay, that's total of 200. It's really looking good. 50 more, because I always do 250. Okay, got it. And that is good to go. The brush is loaded nicely. And I'm going to apply this right over the gel that's been on my face here for a minute. So I like doing like to give it a little time to like basically soften up the beard. So yeah, we put it on before we whipped up the soap. So you have some time to sit on the face and soften the beard. I mean, especially for the white whiskers. Yeah, it really needs to be softened, I find. When my hair was not white, it wasn't as much of a concern, but now that it is definitely a concern. I have to, basically pre-soften first. And that flowing around a little bit here, that's okay. Just gonna go out and do some yard work with leaves after I do this. After working the mower too, I've got to replace both coils. I've got the V-twin motor. I got a Kohler engine in my Cub Cadet 0-turn riding mower, 42-inch. So I'm gonna replace those today because it was running, one of them was not right. I think one of them was bad, so I'm just going to replace them both. I'm going to replace one, I'm going to replace the other one. I replaced one last year, so it's probably going to be with the one I didn't replace, so I'm just going to replace them both so they have the same age on them. So, and it wasn't bad. It was like a $12 piece each, so yeah. Okay, I got that aside. Now our razor, I'm just going to get that warm in the sink water here. Okay, let's start with pass one with the grain. Of course, with this extra width, it does take off more at one swath than the standard DE. It's probably about 20% wider than a DE, I would say. Give it about approximately 20%, I would tell you. Because just look at that width. Do I have a DE to show you here? Something out? Here we go. I'm going to pull my wife's DE razor out just to show you comparison. Right about like that. There you go, so you can see. There you go. That's an old vintage Gillette birth razor for my wife that I had gotten her a few years back. There we go, pass one, very uneventful, very nice. Nice weight on the steel razor too. I really like it on that stainless steel. That's why I really prefer a stainless steel razor. It's my favorite, especially for the weight. And the weight it just adds to the smoothness. I've never had a lightweight aluminum or other lightweight razors, plastics, whatever, that are near as smooth as a steel razor. There aren't. That's why I won't pay extra money for a titanium razor, because I'm paying extra money for the hardness of the metal, but it's lighter. I don't want it to be lighter. I want it to the full weight of the stainless. So that's why I just truly enjoy stainless steel. Someday I'll have to try a titanium just to own one probably, but I'm telling you, I really like the stainless steel as my favorite razors. Or the brass, the solid metal ones. Bronze, brass, any of those. All right, pass two, of course, is going to be across the grain. The cream's doing nicely. And especially if you're not using an overly aggressive razor, this soap is absolutely fine. Yes, my absolute favorite ones have tallow and usually 2 animal fats minimum. Tend to be my favorite soaps. But those are, $20 to $25 range, and this is $10 for 5.2 ounces. Something to be said. And this is what this definitely had. I used to use the Prorasso green as the one I liked. Back when I was first starting to, and got into shaving to save money. Yeah. And it did. While I had one razor and one tub of soap at a time, and a box of 100 blades, it was $10 not on sale. And the box would last, almost 2 years. Doing one blade a week type of thing. So yeah, that would definitely save some money. Of course, you can tell it's lots of cream in this brush because as I'm painting it on, it's just layering on nicely, putting on thick. And I can go more. You can keep going and just adding more layers of soap on there. Comes a point, this feels nice. It's creamy and nice. It feels very nice. But that's enough to go shaving. So yeah, let's do that. Okay, pass 3 is against the grain. And this is the money shave. And this is, if I'm going to get irritation, this is going to be it. Very smooth, very nice. And really, I would tell you this is on the milder side of medium. It's still probably pretty much medium, but it's the mild side, not the overly aggressive side. So if you've been using strictly mild razors, you could jump to this and not be afraid of it. And yes, but the only thing with a single edge razor, you do have to rinse it out more because you don't have that other side to flip to. So yeah. Nice, nice, nice. And I don't need a buffing pass. We're done. That's good. That's good. It's kind of, you saw me do the extra strokes. I kind of did buffing pass, incorporated it in. There was enough lather, and it was fine. So yeah. And I'm not feeling irritated. It's feeling nice. Oh, I did a little speck right there, so I must have cut my barely. Didn't feel it, didn't notice it, but yeah, little spot right there. So, but smooth, nice, nice shave. Just really enjoy the shave off of this razor. I really do. But let me drain the sink and wash up, and I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I'm back. Just washed my face off with a warm washcloth here. Turning on the cold water out of the tap. So I want to give a couple of splashes of cold water here, and then rub some alum on there. There we go. Get the alum wet. There we go. Well, a little spot right there, a little sting. Of course, my offhand side, I'm always more apt to have a little stinging on the left-hand side than I am on my strong arm side. Do any of you shave with the opposite hand when you're, to keep it on, the hand per side of face, or do you just use your strong arm and your dominant hand and go with that? I just always use the dominant hand, and that's the way I prefer. But just curious. I know when I was first learning, I was talking about using the other hand for the other side, and especially for the straight razor guys. Just curious, do you? Just wondering. Put that aside. There we go. That worked out well. Very little stinging. A little spot right there. Really didn't notice really the sting on this even. A little spot of blood I had there. Alrighty. There's that. So yeah, like I said, I have the aftershave matching for the sample, but that's going to go in the giveaway unused. I'm going to use from my jar instead. And I tend to like to use the sandalwood in whatever brand of sandalwood it just happened to be Prorasso this time. I like to mix it with Florida water in the spring and summer. That's what I like to do. So that's kind of what because I don't tend to wear too much sandalwood anymore, just because I used a lot of it early days. So I tend not to use too much sandalwood, but I do, of course, I have the Taylorville Bond Street sandalwood in my collection that I use as my travel soap for the most part. There we go. Feeling good. Yeah, not really any stinging from the aftershave because using the alum stick first kind of takes care of that. Another reason I really recommend an alum stick. Yeah, cooling down. And it's a light sandalwood. It won't last really too long. It'll dissipate quickly. Probably, it's kind of late in the morning here. It's kind of about the 10 o'clock time frame here right now. I kind of waited a little bit to shave this morning. Let's see, I got to get out and start yard chores after this. But yeah, good shave, smooth shave. Really enjoy this Razorock Hawk version 3 stainless steel. And of course, if you want to try it, they have the version 2s in aluminum for like $30. I don't remember what that is. That's probably $75. That's probably, I don't know if that's $100-ish, maybe. I don't remember. You have to go to Italian Barber's website to check out pricing on that. I just forget. I didn't look it up first. I apologize. But hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe and go with God.